Good evening. My name is John Zawalin, and this is my submission for Share 2, the Values of the Humanities. In answer to question number 1, the single artwork that I enjoyed reading and learning about the most, and the one that I want, wanted to talk about, is poetry. I studied the poem If by Rudyard Kipling, but more importantly than that, I love literature, I love poetry, and the opportunity to study it more in depth with a deeper understanding of why the author and the poet might have written the way that they did, or chosen the words they chose, or the message they were trying to convey. In the case of the poem If, it's a poem by Rudyard Kipling, who is trying to pass on nuggets of wisdom to his son and help him to understand what it means to grow into a man. In this case, I think you could extrapolate these same concepts to what it means to be a good human. And so I have daughters, but I would be glad to share that poem with my daughters, and I will someday. But I really appreciated being able to study those poems and learn them at a deeper level. In answer to number 2, a personal experience with this class, I got to be honest, when I first started this class, I had the expectation that I would just grind through it and I would get a good grade, and that I wouldn't learn very much because I'm not, frankly, a very artistic person. I don't see myself as an artistic person, and I struggle with the artistic concepts. And so when I submitted my first couple of assignments, it was apparent that I needed to work harder. I didn't do as well on the first test as I was hoping, and then I submitted my critique of art by an artist named Paul Coombs, and I didn't meet the understanding of the assignment. And Professor Levitt corrected me. She sent me a thing saying, the things I did well and the things that I missed the mark on. And I kind of considered maybe withdrawing from this class and doing something else to get my art credit. And I'm glad that I didn't at this point. But the thing that I learned and that I took to heart is that I needed to work harder to understand this concept that was kind of foreign to me. This just isn't my element. But I took the time and I worked hard to learn, and I feel like I'm doing better work as the semester goes on. But that is the personal experience I had that really made me glad that I took this class this semester. And then the third question is information about general benefit. I've always looked at art at kind of face value. I look at it, I listen to it, I read it, and I decide, do I like that piece of art or don't I? And because of this class, I have abilities to have a deeper understanding of that art, to understand the constructs of it, the composition, to evaluate the message the artist is trying to portray. And so as a result of that, I've been able to enjoy and appreciate art that wouldn't normally catch my eye or catch my attention. Big examples of that would be things like architecture. I haven't really in the past noticed or cared that much about architecture. Dance is something that I have a hard time with. I look at it and I enjoy the aesthetics of it, or I don't, but I've never thought too much about the depth of it or the meaning behind it. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to analyze these works of art in this class and learn from that, but also to develop the skills of being able to analyze those works of art in the future and make me a better consumer of art and help me to enjoy and understand the meanings of it better. Again, thanks for this class, and thank you for your time, and have a good evening.